Decay here today with an episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we are back on the world to get more stuff done, because we have a Brachiosaurus exhibit to finish, and I'm taking as much extra time as I possibly can to try and get this done in this episode. Can't promise I'll succeed, but hopefully we can get most of it done. So, today's goals, what are they and what are we looking to do? Well, for one, we gotta actually redo the pathways and figure this whole mess out and how we're gonna do it. What else we got? We got the reworked river system, the lake stuff, the potential viewing platform up there somewhere, and the secondary viewing tower at the other end of the enclosure, which is actually a surprising amount of work to do, but I think we can get it done, or if not all of it, we can get most of it done today. I have high hopes for this. What else can we do? Oh, we also, I guess, need to put trees in eventually. We'll need to redecorate, but that's like the easiest thing to do for the most part. I mean, that's just bone mealing trees and, you know, not having to design an entire build, which is what I have to do now. But that should be fun. I should have a good amount of time to do that, a good deal of fun doing it, hopefully, because you know what? If I'm not having fun, am I really doing this series correctly? You know? Anyway, guess I'm kind of just wasting time now, aren't I? I'm gonna get started, and I will bring you guys back in when something important has happened. All right, folks, here we are, and I have I've spent a while on this, but this is the first major progress thing I have completed, and that is, well, if we run over here real quick, the new rock wall's in, and the pathways I've started reworking the paths, and it was actually pretty fun. And I have to say, one thing I'm incredibly thankful for, Silk Touch, because this would never get grass otherwise, and yeah, I can just Silk Touch a grass block, throw it in here, and now grass will grow, which is incredibly useful given the situation. Anyway, as you can see, we have the path rising up now, and I think this is where I'm gonna throw the next watchtower, or viewing tower. I think it's gonna be where it goes. Although I have just realized that is like that's almost perfectly in line with the other one, which makes me not want to put it there. And is almost making me think we should make another diagonal tower over here, but at the same time, I don't know if I want two diagonal towers, so I don't know. We'll kind of see what ends up happening, but we've put in a lot of work today so far. We've got a lot going on. I've kind of forgotten about this pathway and this little tree thing we have, mostly because, well, we just never come back here anymore. Like, we used to use this path all the time back when, when did we use this path all the time? I guess really early on in the series when we were working more in this area, but like, I just don't come up here anymore. And I kind of forgot that this exists, and I really want to redo this. But at the same time, I also need to figure out the paths and all that, so I don't know, I feel kind of conflicted. I've also had to tear out if you can see there, I've had to tear out all the previous path, which was not fun, but you know, we're getting it done. But I am thinking it would be kind of nice to take what's here and kind of make it a bit more impressive, I guess. So, I don't know, maybe make it a full circle, move it back a bit, put a Brachiosaurus skeleton here or something as like a statue. I don't know, I think that could be a really cool idea, add some interest to the exhibit and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I guess we're about halfway done then with the path project at least. So what does that leave for us to do? That leaves still all these rock walls, because although I've started, it's definitely not finished. The rest of the pathway, the rest of the lake, the river, and the watch. Oh my gosh, we have so much to do. I really want to finish it all this episode though. So I guess this one might be going up late. I mean, I've still got like a full extra day, but I'm just going to assume I'm going to be somewhat sidetracked because I have class soon. And then once I go to that, then I'll have to come home, and then it's going to be super late and I'm going to be tired. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get as much done as possible. Hopefully we can finish the whole exhibit today. I would really, really love that. And then we can go start the Allosaurus, and that'll be awesome as well. So I'm gonna get back to building, and I'll bring you guys back in when more stuff has happened. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, everybody, and here we are with more stuff being done. I have started the new watchtower type thing. This one doesn't go out quite as far as that one does, and that's more just due to like the terrain, and I didn't really feel like I needed to make a 100% identical one. I mean, it's still gonna be the exact same style. Although part of me is wondering whether or not I want to cover this one. I'm thinking I might do the covering just because I probably should, but we'll see what ends up happening. But I have been working a lot more on two other things. One is bringing the pathway in. I had to rebuild the entire thing, and that actually took a long time. And then building up the walls. So now we have the retaining walls for the pathway and all that, and it's actually looking pretty good. I have to say, I'm not always the biggest fan of these retaining walls for the pathway. I mean, they're not very complicated or anything, and I like that they're not super complex. But sometimes, I think in the previous version of the exhibit, where they were everywhere, like there was just constant lines of it, it started to look pretty bad, in my opinion. But I think having them be broken up by natural terrain looks pretty good, because then it looks like, oh, you know, we do have natural terrain where, you know, we've worked it into the pathway, but then there's parts where it just didn't work, and then we needed to build a retaining wall to keep everything, you know, working properly and the paths at the right height. And I like that. I think it looks cool. I think it kind of presents more of a story to it than anything else. And that's weird to talk about, I feel, when it comes to designing dinos exhibits. But I don't know, in-universe making sense with the builds kind of is something I like. I don't know why, but it is. Anyway, the other big thing I did is the river. The river is now completely rerouted all the way over to here. And oh my gosh, I have to say the most annoying thing to work with is water, because I don't have any sponges yet, and that's really annoying. So I was just kind of, yeah, anyway. Wasn't fun, got rid of it all though, so hey, no more other river, which is awesome. I need to go find an ocean monument. I really do, because there's two things I really want from there. Prismarine, and oh, I guess I want sea lanterns. I want prismarine, sea lanterns, and sponges. So I need to go find an ocean monument. Maybe we'll do that on a live stream at some point and just go look for that stuff. But yeah, anyway, this exhibit's really starting to come together now. Obviously there's still work that needs to be done here. I'm considering leaving the tops of the cliffs for next episode, because that will tie in as well to the Allosaurus exhibit, so technically I can count that as the start of that build, and kind of finish the Brachiosaurus off, because the only things left to finish with the Brachiosaurus, I think, are the rounding off of this pathway to send it over towards the Allosaurus exhibit, where the Allosaurus exhibit's going to go, finishing off the watchtower, or finishing off the viewing tower. It's not a watchtower, it's a viewing platform. I don't know why I keep saying the watchtower, but and then I guess just kind of filling in a bit of the dirt around here and planting some new trees in the exhibit and the surrounding area. But yeah, after that, I think this exhibit's pretty much finished. And I am oh, I guess I need to do the detailing there. So bring like the coarse dirt, gravel, and cobblestone down this side, work a bit on that. But other than that, it's really starting to come together. And man, I absolutely love this build. This is looking just fantastic. I don't know, it's kind of blowing my mind just how much of a market improvement this build is, or like the builds have been over the original. Like it looks like a completely different exhibit in a lot of ways, and I don't know, I think that's just awesome to take a build that was already good and make it even better. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to work, hopefully finish off the rest of this stuff, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. All right, we're back, and I finished off a good deal of stuff. One thing you're gonna notice with the trees in the exhibit is that there aren't very many, and that's because, to be honest, I couldn't decide how many I wanted to put in, so I decided not to put in very many in for now, and we can go back and add more later if I feel like I need it. Also, I didn't really finish the pathway off, mostly because I realized before I start adding in all the rest of the paths that go beyond the Brachiosaurus enclosure, I actually need to start setting up the Allosaur enclosure first. That way I kind of know where the paths are going and kind of what route I want to take with them. But for the most part, the exhibit's finished now, guys. I finished up the lake decorations. Obviously, again, it could use more trees and whatnot. I finished up the tower. And yeah, it's just looking awesome. I also got the trees over here, and I don't know, I love these little like side bits with the trees. I think they add so much character and life into the build. It's, oh man, like, I don't know, it's just awesome to me. It really is. Obviously there's still some areas that need work, but they're not technically part of the Brachiosaur exhibit. Like this isn't part of the exhibit. This is its own thing. Although I did have an idea of kind of leaving this concrete board here and moving it over a little bit, but then making it like an information sign for the Brachiosaurs or something like that. I thought that could be a cool little thing to do. We'll see if that ends up happening, but yeah, overall, I am immensely happy with this build, guys. Like, incredibly, incredibly happy with it, because what was originally an unfinished exhibit, and then a somewhat more finished but still kind of meh exhibit, then an exhibit that got expanded and kind of still stayed pretty meh, is now a finished exhibit that looks really good. It's, I don't know, I'm just really, really incredibly happy with it. And I fixed all the things I didn't like about it, such as the really long pathways that are just straight lines with no deviation in them. I mean, heck, even the previous super long straight path now has stairs to it, so it's less boring. And then we have a diagonal section and a couple of points where the path elevation changes, and yes, it's just way better. And I enjoy this way more, and I think the viewing platforms and viewing towers were by far the best idea you guys have suggested for this exhibit. I think they really just added it a ton to this build that wouldn't have been there without them. I know a lot of people did suggest doing a JPOG style viewing dome in the middle of the enclosure with like a tunnel going to it. And while I do think that's an interesting idea for sure, I don't know, not this exhibit for sure. I don't think this one would benefit from a build like that. I think this one does benefit far more from viewing towers and high up viewing platforms, because I think that makes more sense with this one. But, you know, when we get to the Allosaurus, Spinosaurus, and T-Rex, I'll consider doing those kind of builds, just if I feel like they fit. The problem with them is, especially in Minecraft, it's hard to make those kind of domes work really well, because they get quite large pretty quickly, which means you need a massive exhibit for them, but you also need to hide them well, so that it's not just this ugly thing standing out in the middle of the build. But yeah, anyway, we should go quickly throw the Brachiosaurs back into the exhibit. So, ba-bam! 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 And ba-bam. What? Okay, I guess I placed it down. It must have... Okay, it must be a weird render issue. That's fine. But anyway, I want to quickly hop out of here, and I'm realizing now I didn't build an actual exit, did I? No, I didn't. I've just kind of had like little parkour bits I've been using. Oh gosh, a dog is barking. That's annoying. But I want to like look at them through the towers and everything and kind of see how it looks. I mean, yeah, like this just looks so much cooler to see them like this. That's awesome. And then we've got like that viewing area. We have, I think actually out of all the areas, this is probably the least secure one, technically, considering it's low down right next to the enclosure and there's no water nearby, but it's still a pretty view. This is a nicer view. I think extending the lake was by far one of the best decisions, just because it makes the water look a bit nicer. Yeah, I don't know, it looks super duper cool. I'm very, very, very happy with this. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So hopefully next episode we can get started on the Allosaurus exhibit. I'm not really sure exactly all that's going to entail. Next episode probably won't actually have any real building. It'll probably be more of a planning, getting stuff set up so that way we can build the enclosure. And yeah, we'll hopefully go from there. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this quick little rebuild of the Brachiosaurus exhibit. Let me know what you guys think of the final build. And I guess any last minute decorations you think I should throw in. But yeah, I think that's all we have for today. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. And until next time, see ya.